Happy fucking New Year, Tiggers. If you enjoy this video, then please subscribe to my channel, as though it's a political ideology that allows you to spray hatred and intolerance on the behalf of love and compassion. I know. Deep. So, on New Year's Eve, not long after I hastily posted a review of the year, having left it to the last minute and passing out drunk at 5 to midnight, the country was shown off to the world when London Mayor Sadiq Khan plugged a £1.5 million firework display in our capital. Talking of plugs, go watch that review of the year. It's okay, it's a review of the worldwide news this year, not a Facebook mum's year in review, rattling on about the ups and downs and personal realisations. I don't know why that's a thing, I really don't get it, but people seem to enjoy it and they get plenty of likes and shit, so as usual, I guess the problem is me, not society. Crack on, enjoy yourselves. I never go on Facebook on New Year's Day anyway because I'm in bed in absolute bits like the good Lord intended. This is very quickly turning into a personal account, for fuck's sake. Right, again, let's. Time to reskill, retrain, retool, whatever. Talking of tools, this guy absolutely nailed what would be a more representative picture of Khan's London. It's all well and good spending a goodness knows how much of the taxpayer money on virtue signalling for Marxist terrorist groups, but maybe it could have been used to help actually fund policing and fund education and recreational needs as a way to the job market for young black kids in London so they stop dying in the goddamn street at 15, Sadiq. I'm sorry, but this really pisses me off because these are young men full of potential whose neighbourhoods and boroughs are vastly underfunded, and the only way these lads see a way to climb a hierarchy and make something of themselves is through crime. They're trapped, and the consequences are all too often absolutely fucking tragic. Meanwhile, he's lecturing the public about racial injustices, calling anything but knife crime a hate crime, and insisting things like police profiling are inherently racist. I wonder if he saw someone he loved murdered, whether he'd be bothered about racial profiling in the investigation. I'm sure he'd be all for it then. And that's the thing, isn't it? I'm so white I risk skin cancer every time I turn the kitchen fucking light on, right? But I'm sure we could all agree I would rather my children were stopped daily by the police, searched and left to go on their merry way if it meant my child was going to make it home from school and not get stabbed on the way because security is strict and knife crime has dropped significantly in my area. Is that an odd perspective? At least do this whilst funding other areas for economic growth in the communities and providing opportunities to grow that are away from crime and drugs. Anyway, I won't go on too much about this. I could write an absolute essay on Sadiq's time as London Mayor, but now is not the time. But let it just be known that while he spends taxes virtue signalling to the world that Black Lives Matter, he neglects to fund schemes that could actually save black lives and instead lets young men die in his streets on his watch and avoids the topic every time it comes round. Fuck you, Sadiq.